Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV for ETF2L's Season 37 Premiership Division Week 3 game between GlobalClan.EU and SVIFT. My name is Lucky, and so I'm joined by Wiethoofd on production and DuMmTm as my co-cast. How's it going, pal?
Pretty good, pretty good. Should be a fun game. We were definitely not panicking, not knowing which server they're using, but we had help. We found the guy for the server, and there we go. We are as good as ready for Global Clan versus SVIFT here. I don't know about you, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't imagine this to be the closest game ever. But every time I say this, it's been still somewhat interesting to see how the scoreline comes to be in the end.
Yeah, I mean, in most of these games we've seen, I mean, it's come out from the other teams as well, you know, like, Bus Crew. They're one of the teams that we thought, they're not going to do too great. It's going to be kind of cringe watching them play. But in the end, they end up smashing, nearly taking games off of these top-tier teams, and it surprises us throughout. So, I mean, I'm incredibly satisfied with the gameplay that these lower seeded teams have put in so far. So having said, you know, this is a pretty throwaway game for SVIFT. They can easily smash this one out of the park. You know they're going to do it. But that's not to say GlobalClan.EU is not going to put up a fight in this game here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they can perform here, especially given recent circumstances. If you've been a keen-eyed user of the ETF2L website, you might already have seen the fact that Nuthouse did leave the roster on Global Clan, and tonight, at least for now, is being replaced with Zodiac. That is not a permanent change just yet. They have not given us a word on if that's going to be permanent or not in the case of the Scout class here, but that's going to be for the roster for tonight for them.
Ooh. I mean, you know, this Global Clan EU roster is made up of a hubbub of players who have been coming up the divisions for a while. You know, Green Rab, Smile, KN, Troy. And then you've got some veterans in there, Ixie and Zodiac, the two standout scouts. Ixie, of course, one of the smacking scouts. People thought that... Here's a little nugget of information for you. People thought Ixie wasn't playing on LAN because he'd show his cheats. That's how good this man is.
And then he still got, like, what, third at one time with Copenhagen, so...
Yeah. Pretty incredible.
So that worked.
On the other side, however, we have SVIFT, which is ran by the team of Gazi, Kunu, Everex, Nasboy, Seeds, and one player I'm forgetting. Great. Good job, Brain.
Wait, it's Gazi, Everex, Adiski, Nasboy, Seeds, Kunu.
Yeah, Disky, there you go. No,
yeah,
missed that player. Why did I forget Disky? He's been out for a little while, coming back. I mean, you know, he dropped off a couple rosters here and there, didn't really play for a bit, and now he's back on the team. So I'm happy to see a Disky playing, actually, because it's been a while since I've witnessed his performances. But every time I see a Disky, man, it's a joy. He top frags most games. He's a bit of a powerhouse. Of course, Nasboy was on the top seeded team last season to win. So we're going live, I believe. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Premiership Division game. Week number 3, we're on Koth Product, King of the Hill, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading in towards our first mid-fight. We've got Nasboy moving in right now, just going to be sticking off Smile, actually. Some very defensive sticky positioning, landing good damage already, but Smile putting in the pressure super hard. Soldier bombs in, doesn't really find too much. Soldier just trading, peeling, toing and throwing. We have got a soldier, blue soldier currently on the cliff. Going to be bombing around, getting a bit of space, but head back towards Seeds for the heals. No players currently going down. But Nasboy now moving back with his team, just receiving those heals as Global Clan going to be the first people to put some time on point. As we've got Everex bombing in, he's going to get pincer maneuvered here on that flank area. Gazi also going down to the flank. Zodiac cleaning up these kills as Disky going down now as well, and it looks like they're going to be retreating out.
Alright, interesting. Global Clan taking the first mid here. Was a hard fought for one, but with some nice bombs here to quick clean up by the scouts as well. But this will work out for them here. This is going to be interesting if they can keep this, however, because Seeds lives this. Makes a huge difference for SVIFT. Already quick out of spawn, not wasting any time here. Obviously, any second counts on cleaning up the hill a lot more than on your traditional 5 CP map. So they're just straight back into this.
Yeah, the Uber comes directly back in from Seeds, popping off that cliff. No one to waste any time whatsoever. They do get Soldier in behind with the Uber charge. So Everex currently lurking, waiting for this Uber to fade. It does fade, and they're going to land from Green Rab. Green Rab does surf nicely into the air. Everex whiffs the second rocket on the air shot, though. Goes down. Meanwhile, Nasboy and Everex did, of course, die there. So now we've got a bit of forward momentum coming out of the red side. As Ixie's fighting a 1v1 with a Soldier on the high ground, but they're losing players. Tons of damage down. But good pipes from Smile, along with a sticky there to clean up Kunu. It's going to mean that they're at a player disadvantage trying to take this point away from them, but they are going to cap it out now.
Just enough players here for them to push forward. Really lucky as well. I think Everex was one soldier behind there that Ixie had to deal with. Ixie actually jumped into the rocket to save Green Rub from getting hit. Really clutch moment there. But once again, with the medics living just now, there's no time to waste here. They want to go forward straight away, get some cap time going. For SVIFT's hand here, especially important since the Eagles aren't up yet. SVIFT has to make a hard decision. How much are they wanting to let them get away with here? Not too much, it seems. Everex gets one. Disky disappears in the backlines. Cannot get much going there. It's just this awkward stare down right now with a lot of cap time.
KN is currently up on Cliff. He's winning that fight with Everex as Seeds pops out as Uber. Green Rab hasn't had to use at all, and they've got tons of cap time down, but they haven't capped it out, so those respawners have come through as they cap out that point. KN going down pretty much immediately as the cap goes through, so he's going to be on elongated spawn there, but great play from the side of GlobalClan.EU, who actually capped that point out at the specific good time that they needed to, and Seeds actually died there, so Green Rab 100% Uber charge, and they have the point.
Yeah, I mean, a mad kill like this can be very devastating for the team off the point right now. This could be so much time gone if they can't act quickly here. Gives either a sack with or instant point play. Looks like the sack is Everex in the back and everyone else trying to jump through, try to get to the medic. Medic going weak, Green Rab's not with much help. Pipes come flying as well.
Green Rab, what a man. He just holds onto that Uber charge, doesn't pop it, didn't use it in the first place when the first Uber came in. That's incredible. He did the good old fabled I'm sitting in house strategy as they set up for this forward hold. I want to talk about that, by the way. They start sending players in, and then they're like, where's the medic? And that first call never comes. And you've got these players flying in, taking tons of damage, and they can't actually find anything. And now they're in this situation. It's even Uber's Gazzy up on the Pyro, of course, his signature class. As they bust through, Everex finds a frag, in fact. Oh my god, the reflect onto KN as well. That's boy going weak as he comes through that doorway. Is going to get arrowed up by Seeds as they're moving now in towards the point.
Ooh, that was so close as well. That was like a really high damage bomb there towards the entrance to spawn, but the medic just wasn't through yet. Seeds very well aware of the chase that coming his way. Stays alive, and Disky with the same chase towards the medic, and they cannot defend from this one despite all the players bunching up in main. Green Rab will have to use, and this is a dire Uber because it just doesn't accomplish anything. A Disky down, sure, they have numbers at, but they will just have to get this going towards the medic quickly, and
yeah,
it's difficult.
Yeah, this is a great time to go for a sack play here. They were all fully buffed and ready to go in. They do get on top of Seeds, but they don't actually manage to get that force out of him. And it is just going to be KN dying really late here, deciding he wants to live, not kill binding. He's going to be on a 4-second disparity. But he will have those critters on the spawn. Looks like we've got the side of SVIFT moving forwards here just to set up this forward hold with their 100% Uber advantage. And it looks like they're going to bring the clocks even if they keep this forward hold going.
Alright, this is going to be interesting right now. This is what it comes down to. These forward holds can be massive pains to deal with if you just don't have a quick reaction to deal with it. Obviously, Swift did just now. Gas or Pyro instantly. We see Ixie switching to the Pyro off here as well to try to just deny damage as quickly as possible. Gets KN in, tries to deny the DuMmTm a little bit here while the rest of them keep busting right side, forcing people back already. No one going down, no one having to use just yet, but people are weak, so they will play it safe on Swift for a little bit longer here. Disappear behind point, and GlobalClan bravely can push out further and further, not having to use just yet either is a great news for them here. In fact, we saw this right now, who's going to jump for Swift in if they need to.
Yeah, it looks like Ixie is currently staying on that Pyro class just to deny it. Soldiers does deny one, actually gets Everex there, as both Ubers now getting traded. Zod gets saved there by Green Ramp with that Uber charge. They've got tons of cap time down, so they're allowing their players to die, the players that are in, so that they can get these faster respawners. But it looks like they're just going to cap it out just to keep that clock nice and even. Kunu now moving forwards in towards Smile. He's going to get battered away, though, by the rockets of Troy, and they're all going to need to get healed right now as these blue players are coming in force on full HP.
Alright, little time to play with here for both teams. Barely 40 to 30 seconds on each timer here right now. GlobalClan don't want to give this one up, but with Troy going down already and the rest of them kind of stuck here in the back lines, already having to deal with even more than just the one bomb coming through. Disky tries to get another one going. It's going to be tough to refight quickly. Disky pick helps quite a bit. They want to reconsider. Come back in swinging as fast as they can here. What does Swift have to offer against us right now with no Uber to speak of, and Green having ever so slight advantage here?
It's like Smart's really putting the pressure on this team here. They're moving in. They actually pop the Uber charge just to save the demo man. Seed's currently at 90%. He doesn't have Uber. He's going to have to move back all the way to Cliff just to stay alive. But they have managed to cap out this point here. And they need to get fully buffed because this push is coming in hot and fast. Seeds has it right now. And looks like they're going to be edging this cap very slowly. Both soldiers going in for the bomb. They do get that force into Seeds. Seeds doesn't take a lick of damage before popping out that Uber charge. Looks like he just did it as insurance. But we've got players on respawners for the red side. Looks like the clock's going to tick down to 2 seconds. Exactly what they want here. So if there's point contention on the 0-second mark, they'll win it out. 14 seconds remaining. Let's see if they can pull it out of the bag here, Dum. They're all getting buffed, getting ready to go. 9 seconds. It's on the tick down currently. Ixie needs a heal. They're going to be bombing towards the point very aggressively here. Smile isn't strong enough to get on the point. And it looks like the stickies are down. Zodiac gets on the top of the point. Just what they needed. Just in time. They find frags, but Green Rab goes down, unfortunately. Seeds are still alive. And it looks like we've got blue soldiers moving in all over the place. The damage is done to the red team right now, and they're both weak. Zodiac is left all on his lonesome to deal with Kunu and Nas. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Tons of cap time down, however, as the clock is slowly going to run out here. Dum. Ixie's trying to sneak in to get a bit more time, but I feel like it's futile.
They're giving him the space to get overtime as well. The Uber comes up though. I had no idea, and it's just gonna end this game here right now. The round, I should say. Kudu 11k before the round ends on the beam where the man belongs to get these last few kills. What a close round to start things off with here as well. Great effort by GlobalClan. 2 seconds away is bringing this one to dangerous ends here before SVIFT can finally get the round going. We might have a great match at our hands if they can keep this one, and it's going to be difficult though, because once SVIFT had point, it looked very dangerous.
I mean, I think that Zodiac is playing out of its goddamn mind at the minute as we're moving into this second mid-fight, very even, like you mentioned. We have got blue soldiers bombing in, but Everex looks like he gets the pack! Somehow survives. I'm focusing on that while Ixie gets murdered by Nasboy. As Nasboy also going down, Everex finally gets cleaned up in the backline, so we've got player advantage for the side of the red team. Zodiac moving in, destroys Adiski, and is going to move up on that flank just to buy more space for his team as they're slowly going to get this cap through, the first cap of this second round.
Alright, I mean, great stuff in the backline aside. The distraction wasn't enough. The one player didn't drag nearly enough back there. Nasboy gets 1 kill out of this, but they were so focused with that they just get munched on point. GlobalClan takes the mid for now, but no time to waste once again for SVIFT. They want to make things happen quickly. Meta alive, no time here being put on hold before they can repush immediately. Try not to use early. It's a standard situation. You don't want to commit your Uber too early, otherwise you just spend all of your Uber chasing for them to use as well. So it's a careful game right now. Trying to prod forward here, maybe getting something in the backline. Avex is trying, but the rest of them are over point. Get some damage going, get some kills traded as well, but still no one committing.
Yeah, it looks like Smell's actually going to have to be used on here to save his life, as Seeds did actually use his Uber, and in response they're just going to be popping here, but they've got player dis out on the side of the red team, so they're going to lose their demo straight away. Kayan still alive, is going to be bombed towards that cliff. Has to take an MGU fight, but this man is used to it, manages to get that pack, and stays alive for his team. No forward hold getting set up just yet, Nasboy trying to move up for it, but Kayan's there just to deny that space and buy himself some time. It's even Uber's currently-ish, but Seeds building, you know, they're always going to have slight edge.
I guess for reference as well, when we're saying KN, we are referring to Fugazi. That was his previous tag. A lot of people are still used to that and calling him that way. Apologies for anyone that might be confused because of that. But such is the force of habit, I suppose. Regardless of that, though, the game continues on here with a lot of time still left to play, obviously. Round barely started. GlobalClan still obviously don't want to spend too much time off the point here, and once again we just see GlobalClan trying to push early before they have, in fact, trying to just get some cap time, some uncomfortable position for SVIFT going as quickly as they can. They get some good spam here, but it's once again this capital game where it's just tough to really commit when the other team is waiting for you to do it and waiting for the trap to spring here.
Ixie is doing such a good job of rotating on these packs and making sure he's in. As you get bombs through from Troy, he's going to be jumping in behind. Takes a ton of damage, he's going to collect that pack off the sideline, but get immediately cleaned up by Gazzy. As it looks like they are going to actually cap at this point. Smart getting immediately damaged and pistol whipped by Kunu. He finds it with a snipe with the pistol. 9 damage shots to take him down, and they're in onto Green Rab as well. Green Rab in spawn. He's in a very precarious position, does not want to use the super. He's ducking diving, actually has to use it in spawn. Very unfortunate as Fugazi finds 2 in the cliff side area. Everex and Adiski on 11-second respawners each, and this is going to buy some room here. But Seeds currently with the 100% Uber charge is going to be holding that point very vigilantly with the rest of his team. And Nasboy here is going to be moving back with Seeds. It looks like they don't really want to pop up the super charge and prefer to get their respawners before they decide to do anything. But Smalls having none of it, and they're in and they force that Uber charge out, and Green Rab is nowhere to be seen. He's gone in the wind.
I mean, people say that you can't play slow on this map, but SVIFT finds a way to play very defensive. They wait for everyone to bunch up on point before they make a move towards the force here. Worked out brilliantly for them. Get force really late as well, though, which might make things a little bit awkward as long as Green Rab lifts his empty, but he's all alone in connector towards spawn, caught out by Gaz. And the rest of the team, if that was not the killing blow, he to clean up everything else on top of this as well. Can with a kill, much too late to save anyone. It's 2 down for all this value for SVIFT is huge for them.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. The only thing that Gazzy Pick managed to achieve is a slightly better chance of making their way into the point without losing some crit heals. That's basically all they're going to gain from this. 1 player advantage, Gazzy collecting his respawner just now. There are currently stickies actually on the rock. They get depth, but nothing really found from that one. Smart bombing in, actually. Goes down, a very confusing bomb there as this looks to be a half sack wave, and Seeds is still alive. Ixie's behind him, cleans up that frag, and he's going to go down. Looks like Green Rab's actually really deep. He's actually going to collect that pack there, getting bombed by soldiers, and he goes down. Oh my god, they clean up the rest of GlobalClan. That's a wipe.
Yeah, I mean, the call was made, they're still here, and everyone follows through with it just to make sure this medic dies when they really need them to. Delaying the cap here a little bit, obviously, when you have cap in your possession on this map, or in this game mode in general, your spawns are a little bit worse, so you want to sometimes delay to have your people be up sooner, cap later, and then reap the rewards for it. Everyone's here already, they don't have to worry about being outnumbered at any point during their cap possession at all. as the fight here starts, maybe with GlobalClan obviously so much down on time that they cannot really waste any time to get an Uber up. They just need to get going.
Oh my god, Troy got absolutely crushed on the flank there. They're doing this flank maneuver time and time again. Gazzy and Everex moving in on the right-hand side. Going to be cleaning up Smile now as he goes down with 20 seconds remaining on the clock. They keep doing the strategy where they push the flank area with 2 players as soon as they get any amount of damage down. And it just seems to be working out really nicely for Swift. Maybe they found their groove in this game. As 8 seconds remaining, and they're going to be looking to try and get towards this point here. Ixie currently up on the pyro, moving through main. We've got soldiers bombing through the main area, trying to get towards that point. Siege just pops out of that Uber charge, and Zodiac manages to stand it with Ixie. He's just air blasting these players off of the point, but there's too much damage done to the red side, and that's going to be 2-0 to the side of Swift, looking much stronger in this round.
Yeah, maybe just waking up here finally. Even though the mid-fights were still really good, and there was some good stuff here about GlobalClan, but Swift's point position is looking more fearsome as time goes on here. GlobalClan needs to step up their game, and it's going to be tough against the caliber of play Swift is putting on right now. We've seen them just be really careful about what they want to commit to, and the options they choose to go for in the end make the patience really, really worth it for them.
Looks like we're heading into our third mid-fight. Let's see if GlobalClan can respond with a round as fast as they can. But it looks like Ixie's going to be moving on this flank now. He's going to be getting healed up as he notices the aggression coming through from Everex whenever he busts that region. Troy getting in City though is going to need an arrow from Green Rab on the barrel. Does collect it. We've actually got Sniper currently up as Kunu's finally opted for non-cookie cutter. As we do see Fugazi bombing in. Doesn't really find anything though. Gets a ton of damage down. As Seeds dies to Smile. He gets iron bombed in the footsies and goes down. So that's a really good pick to find there. Green Rab's currently still alive, but that sniper pressure is down on top of him right now. Despite the fact.
Yeah, GlobalClan understands something on the mid-fights that Swift doesn't right now. As much as they've been playing better in most other areas so far, this is the ones they keep getting away with right now, which is huge for them, especially against the sniper right now, which might have been Swift's way to try to change the pace of the mid-fights here. Not working for Kunu on the mid, however, doesn't mean the man can't snipe. Hasn't sniped that much in recent memory. It was usually Demon Will on Nerd Rage, if I remember correctly, so nice to see him back here, but they can't deny this Uber.
God! Smile destroyed Seeds. Lands a nice sticky pipe combo to take him down immediately as soon as he jumps off that Uber charge. And Fugazi, imagine surviving main actually, taking that 1v1 with Nasboy. He's going to shove him all the way back to Cliff and retreat out. But Nasboy wants the frag onto Fugazi. Fugazi playing with fire right now.
Alright, it's going to be dangerous here. This is, after all, still match point, or map point, I should say. If Swift wins this round, we're going straight to the next one here. It is onto 3 points total. It's going to be tough to make the comeback happen. It's a good start for them right now, but Swift has so much wiggle room right now.
Everex getting airshot there by Smile into the dirt. Green Ram surviving on 9 HP towards Cliff. We have got cap time currently down, but if they choose to cap this one out, it's going to just give their players elongated spawns, and they are currently 3 down, so they're going to be moving back on Cliff. Not wanting to take that, they just wanted to play with the spawner advantage, and now we've got this situation where they're being forced into a forward hold scenario. Fugazi on the right hand side here, no pyro currently up, and they have got good spam down from that one soldier who's getting a soldier bomb through. Everex getting totally launched. It's going to be in top of Green Ram, but doesn't find anything there, unfortunately, apart from a small amount of damage, but they're finally managing to get through as Gazzy swaps into the pyro.
Ooh, that was really nice as well. Zodiac just got completely baited, wanted to chase down a weak soldier towards spawn, but as he backed off at this Skidder, everyone else pushed forward and it just baited Zodiac to push it to 5 people, died instantly, gets them towards point as well with the pyro that has to do some dirty work to then his Uber, can't do so for too long, goes really quickly, counter Uber by Seeds in return, and they're just playing it safely right now, not chasing too quickly, getting the easy kill onto Karen on flank, but Everex too weak to live much in the end there. Chase on the medic for Disky will not work out in the end either. Ditches early and leaves Green Rap with half health, but no ability to follow up for anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're finding anything. That's what you get when you have a pyro currently up, as Ixie cleans him up there, so no pyro for the side of SVIFT as they move in towards this point. SVIFT's cap time looking rather abysmal coming into this round, only 30 seconds taken on the clock currently, whereas there's 1 minute left for GlobalClan as they are moving in towards this point. Currently even Uber scenario as Seeds and Green Ram both surviving the skirmishes. Kuna getting low on the rock is getting spammed away by... Oh my god, the pipes from Nas onto Zodiac on point. It's going to buy them a player out here as Nas is moving up very aggressively. Got Everex just toing and throwing his way out of this fight, collecting heals when he can as the cap goes through from GlobalClan. And it looks like now they're going to be doing exactly the same thing. They're just going to be toing and throwing on this point. The Ubers are now traded as Seeds takes a ton of damage. And Ixie is going to have to escape here. Green Rab has flashed quite a lot, so their Uber is going to be significantly worse. Smart just getting healed up now. Fugazi going in onto Nasboy. Doesn't quite find the kill. Gets arrowed up by Seeds. As this skirmish is just continuing to go on. They're just toing and throwing on top of this point. Neither team really finding an edge. Apart from Everex finding that kill on towards Troy on the flank as we're going to start to calm down. They finally cap it out.
Yeah, I mean, an exchange taking this long for GlobalClan is still good for them in the end here, since it's only now the cap going through for the side of SVIFT. Only 40 seconds left here, but we've seen this before. SVIFT made a comeback like this of similar magnitude happened in the first round, and it didn't look all too difficult for them then, especially courtesy of a good forward hold. Maybe we can see this one come through once more here. Certainly power up instantly. They're not even messing around. They're expecting it this one GlobalClan, and GreenRap just gets bombed as they're all busy walking forward.
Everex just absolutely pooed on them then. He jumped into that corner and just hit 3 players with a direct rocket inside of that elbow, and that was it. That's all they could taste. Just rocket damage in their faces. GreenRap going down there. Seeds currently still has Uber, and it looks like they're going to be moving forward here. They've only just got respawners on the blue side. This is a perfect time to go for a sack wave here. Smart spots out Seeds, which means they are going to now be in a really good position to go for that sack. Fugazi with a great jump. Going to be landing basically in Seeds' face. Seeds currently inside of house, going to be moving around. But they do find Nasboy, actually, which is a really good pick to find. Xyz behind Seeds! Manages to get 2 nice shots off, but Seeds holds. He does not pop that Uber out in very Seeds fashion.
The pass is not strong enough this time around. Worked once, but not twice. Seeds will stay alive here. It's down to no time at all. A minute left here suddenly only for SVIFT. Off of just this like one advantage they managed to get here. It just went all the way, and it might go the full distance here in the end as well. If GlobalClan cannot make a lasting play right now, they almost have. This one has to count right now, coming towards point. They need these last 30 seconds quickly, or it is over for map 1.
Yeah, it looks like GreenRap currently has a supercharge and they're trying to edge this point, but Nasboy is doing such a good job of just keeping them off. Gazi getting cleaned up on the right-hand side is my 14-second respawner, which is quite a long time to be out. Oh no! GreenRap drops Uber! That's terrible, as they're not going to cap out this point now, because GreenRap's going to be on a 4-second respawner, which is pretty good for them. Although they haven't managed to lose out here. We should see a forward hold coming out of the blue side. Adiski currently dead. 1 more player on a respawner. Looks like they're not actually opting for this forward hold. It's down to the wire once again, though, for this round.
Oh, that's gonna sting if this is how the game goes down in the end. Neither Medic has though, so one good off-Uber play might be enough, but SVIFT's holds on points have been really, really good so far. A lot of cap time already, so they might sneak away with a fast cap here if they play this well. Bomb in deep already, trying to open up, but Troy can't get much going there in the end. Cap time starting, but all of SVIFT just have one mode, namely get this damage going, and FX and Gas already cleaning up the entire flank again. No chance left standing there, and this should be it here.
Everex gets pickaxed into the floor, and that's all the salvation they can find. It's 3-0. GG, well played out in the chat from both sides, as SVIFT are going to take the first map 3-0 from GlobalClan. Not exactly, well, it was pretty much what we were expecting coming out of it, but GlobalClan put up a hell of a fight.
They came out swinging in this map. I will admit they just surprised me at the beginning that they just couldn't keep it going, where SVIFT just got a little bit better over time. And that's just ultimately proof of a good team, right? Being able to understand what your opponent's doing and like learn as things are going to improve as the match goes on here. This is a huge quality to have, to not just do the one thing all over the time and just make your improvement count here. Yeah,
I mean, the one thing that I have to say is that GlobalClan played out of their minds pretty much in that game. I think Smile has really shown up. Like, Smile was one of the people that I was like, is this guy going to perform? Turns out he is performing. He's doing a lot of work. Managing to get those pipes onto Seeds, catching him on that Uber, it was really good. So they've got I've got a lot of hope for GlobalClan coming in. I mean, you know, there's 4 teams currently that I'm looking at, and I'm like, are these guys really going to be, you know, good? How are they going to face against one another? And GlobalClan, I wasn't considering to be one of the top teams. I was thinking bottom 2, in fact. But after that game, I can see them beating quite a lot of teams. We've actually got logs now done.
Yeah, I mean, the race towards the higher positions in Prem from the like sort of lower teams is going to be really interesting, because there's just enough on like a similar level here where it's going to be a lot of interesting games. In fact, we already had one of those last week among those teams. That all should be really, really interesting to see. But that being said, they had to obviously deal with a much different hand this time around.
Yeah, the one thing I'm noticing in the stats is that Kunu fragged. He got 24 kills, 379 DPM, actually top damage in the server. He only had 4 deaths. He had the same number of deaths as Seeds. Oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, he did spend most of the game with Seeds as well, looking at this 47% heal stat. Fair enough, obviously. I mean, he's playing Pocket Scout, notoriously known for his ability to just stick with the medic and make any point of healing put into him count.
Yeah, I mean, most of his frags were just soldiers. They were just finding them in the back lines as much as they could in that game. Very sad for Troy and KN. Whenever they tried to go behind to make a play, Kuna was always in a position to try and get some damage down onto them, and dealt enough damage for them to get just cleaned up in the back line. But not saying that Fugazi and Troy didn't actually find anything. They put down quite a lot of pressure, actually, on top of Seeds in this game. To try and get him into these weird positions, and actually forced him a bunch of times just based off of positioning alone.
Yeah, I think much more so than like anything on mechanical level for those two soldiers who, among Smile and maybe Greenup as well, obviously had the lesser known quantities here on this team of Global Clan. Whereas the scouts are probably the names people have seen before towards the Premiership level. Is just the fact that you can be as insanely aimless as you want to be. If you can't make it work with the rest of your team, that's a huge difference. And compared to that, anyway, for their level, Avax and Adiski played brilliantly off the rest of the team and among each other on the flank. You mentioned they just always have this like quick two-man pressure going towards the flank, something that on the other side of Global Clan was just a little bit lacking, and it just counts towards these top-level games.
Yeah, it really does. So as we're heading in towards our second map in this series, it's going to be Gully Wash so I'm sticking with the old best demo man wins again this season. Gotta say, Nasboy kind of outranked Smile by quite a bit.
I mean, the man's so good, he's banned from TF2 Center, so that must stand for something here in the end.
Oh my god, what a god gamer. Anyway, so another thing to point out as well is that SVIFT, you've got the experience on their side, they've got the players, they've got, Adiski, Everix, Seeds, Kunu, Gazi, all these players who have been around for a long time now. They all kind of understand the momentum and the flow of the game. In Gully Wash, this newer team of GlobalClan.EU coming from the lower divisions, I think in this 5CP mode, we should see a little bit more of domination from SVIFT. We're going to see... Because that's what you get out of Koth. You get an even to and fro most of the time, unless it's a complete stomp. But, in Gully Wash, fast-paced, Demo Man can reign supreme, bombs mean a lot more. It's going to be great.
It's going to be interesting. SVIFT has been surprising me. I look at this team, and you would think it's like one of the most aggressive teams in Premiership, but it's kind of not been that from the bit I've seen of them. They've been more so on the passive end of things right now, which is a little bit surprising, but they've been doing it well as well. They've always start relatively slow and then just explode towards the late stages of the game where they just have a hang on what the opponents are doing. Kind of seen it as well. Obviously, it started really good for Global Clan, but then SVIFT just got into full gear here. I'm not expecting much different from this match as well here. It's just a fairly slow, even start, making it look a lot more close maybe at the beginning, but then eventually they will find something, and I wouldn't be surprised if this might still go to Mercy Rule in the end, if they can get that mode going quickly enough.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, the one thing that I feel like Global Clan are going for them here is that Smile kind of popped off, and he's going to be feeling good after the game. The one thing another thing I'm surprised about, right, in that game is that we didn't see Ixie go sniper at all. I know having a scout go off and play sniper in product is, frowned upon, but Ixie is so good at sniper, I feel like it would be worth it. I mean, we saw Kuna go on sniper for like 5 seconds and then swap off. Probably feeling that it wasn't going to work out. The pressure was there from Fugazi most of the time and he couldn't make it happen. But I think Ixie would have had the space to. I mean, Everix was behind quite a lot, but I feel like he got cleaned up pretty quickly by these soldiers on the red side. So Ixie sniper pressure, one thing I wanted to see coming out of him. I reckon we might actually see it in this Gully Wash game as well.
Maybe. I mean, the opportunity is always down when the game slows down and the stalemates start happening. We'll see if they're that kind of team, obviously. You mentioned, obviously, on product, it's a different story entirely. You would prefer to have two scouts. In fact, before this match went live, I was watching a little bit of a mid-game just to get the ball rolling here for myself. And in fact, that game was a much different story. I've seen, like, both teams with double soldier and sniper on product, and it's just a different world of how you have to approach the game, just with that one simple class switch as well here. So it's not surprising teams would rather sometimes just elect to not have a sniper at all and just stick with the two scouts, two soldiers standard lineup you would expect here. On 5CP, even more so, the sniper's obviously more so a formality for the stalemates most of the time. Some people still run it more than others, obviously, depending on the game state, but more often than not, that's how it goes down.
Yeah, how are you feeling as well about this, the medic move speed change? How are you feeling it's affecting Premiership right now? Do you feel like it's had much of a difference, or do you feel like the state of the game has definitely changed?
I feel like a lot of the time you have to remind yourself that it's there, not in the fact that it's not noticeable, but that the things you are seeing are actively the way they are, oftentimes because of that change as well. Especially on mid-fights, I think. It's very noticeable about Medic's ability to leave a mid-fight in time with someone and get out quickly. That is a huge difference already. Especially on the mid-fight where you have the ability to chase as quickly as this one. Obviously, both ways from mid still lead roughly to the same area towards choke if they cannot get through the upper area out towards last. So ability for people to chase through here is really, really improved, I think, because of that. And Medic's ability to live is going to be a lot more importantly coming down to now just really, really good timing on leaving, not just leaving at all with someone, but also well ahead of time here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it actually in the product game as both teams have actually rigged up, and then we get baited. Great. C's actually got caught by Smile on Uber, sinking beneath cliff with Kunu. He started beaming Kunu instinctively and then just died because he couldn't run away. So actually, we're heading into this next game. It's Snake. It's Gully Wash, ladies and gentlemen, as I beefed that entirely. Between GlobalClan.EU and SVIFT for week 3 of season 37 Premiership division, and we are making our way in here. Smile going to be rolling out big door of this first mid. Nasboy going to be going up his own side here, but this time we've got right side mid off the bat from Smile, as Green Rab's going to be going up this elbow area, gets immediately crushed by Disky in the floor, and they are just taking a ton of damage in this corner right now, as C's hasn't had to move anywhere. 2 players currently down on the side of Swift. Actually, they lose another as Gazi goes down as well, playing super split right now. Everex is playing all alone, going to be moving towards Big Door as Fugazi actually whiffs a rocket in towards Everex. He could have just shot the floor and killed him. And Fugazi's playing around and lower, as they are going to actually win out this mid only just, but Seed survives.
KN does not easy rockets. He wants the big kill. Not happening this time around. I don't know if it would have been enough. Seed wasn't alone here other than the soldier as well, so would have had some backup to clean up as well. The fact that it didn't happen still hurts. They might get the cap, but Swift's not waiting around too much. They want to get the cap going quickly. Troy tries to force this early. Will not go through though, and obviously it's technically easy time for them to come forward. He still loses Disky because he has some nice spam over the point by KN and Zodiac, and they're playing this careful. They don't want to vex them too much and just feed away here, but they need to get these people out, and there we go with one more cleaned up in the end. This will be the camp going to Swift. He's still with advantage out of the early Green Rap kill into second now, and just immediately on the move to get this point wrapped up as well.
Well, Troy on the forward spawner there did actually have to back spawn as he was getting heavily pressured on that shutter, but it looks like they are going to be able to claim this second point with relative ease. Seed's not having to use that Uber whatsoever. Green Rap currently up to 75% as the cap now goes through. And it is meaning that they can now pressure on towards this last point. We've got Troy now just going to be playing in water. They are trying to set up this sentry gun, but it goes down pretty much immediately here as Nasboy going to be peeking that shutter door now, and they don't seem to want to push it anymore, realizing that even Uber's situation is happening. Kunu in a Disky moving in towards River. We should see pretty standard stuff now on a stalemate and see if they can make a move to make anything happen as a Disky tries to go in and gets sniped by sentry gun.
Yeah, this is where it becomes a little bit harder for Swift to just get away with quick plays like this. On last, this is where the off classes quickly can come out just out of spawn, not wasting any time. Having to go anywhere, just right out the gate are where they want to be, so gun up in front of the spawn door. Pyro with it as well, just to deny any damage. It's always interesting to me how he went from like the standard Pyro close on shutter thing to much more so seeing Pyros just with the gun nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, the gun can do most of the work, shutting them in against the shutter, and it does damage to players trying to bomb your medic, so it's really good for denying people come out of nowhere and get closer to the gun, which is kind of what you use it for initially. But I'm still a big fan of getting Pyro close to the door. I do think it can shut down quite a lot, but it's in a, you know, they've got some range they need to cover to get to the Pyro, if you know what I mean. They've got to try and run across the last through a bunch of spam, getting juggled around by explosives before they can get to the Pyro to make anything happen as Troy goes down in top there, trying to make a sack play attempt on towards Seeds with the pick they had on a Disky.
Yeah, they're not trying to just sit here on last on the mercy of people feeding it a gun as well. They want to see if they can get something going. It's not easy, but you've got to take a shot. One pick is rarely enough for the team on second to really feel encouraged to push into Pyro and gun like we talked about. Whichever position either of those two is taking right now, about defending this right now, but Swift's obviously still feeling a little bit more confident now, getting some pressure going. Spam gets the dispenser, that's nice and all, not hugely game-changing just yet. But still, it makes them known here, and eventually, and this is one of my favorite things about this last point here, you have so many angles to work with from different directions into the point as well as directly onto the point where you can already see Gas punching up to get the point play going once the distraction is ready, to get people to bait them out of their positions on a whole.
Okay, Ixie had his sentry gun in the potato spot, so it wasn't really doing anything here. It's got Gazi trying to move up once again, but Troy knows about it and is going to move to block that move that he was trying to make there. They're getting tons of damage down onto this sentry gun. They need someone sticking the shutter to stop Nasboy from just peeking it as Smarter moves up. He's just going to put a sticky on it, and that should deter him now from trying to make anything happen. This sentry gun spot is super hard to spam because that pole, these poles that are in the way.
Alright, well, they're still trying to keep some pressure going. Gas goes down in the 1v1 with Troy, just barely 11 HP on the point, not really anywhere to go. Kudo wants to hit the pistol like Disky gets the cold as well here. Everyone's on the right note for that one to just get this kill going here. It's only one, but that also means points open right now, so
Disky,
not trying to let this opportunity go to waste here, yeah?
He's in a really good position to move up. If he goes on the point now, it could cause a massive distraction, but Fugazi now going to be moving on towards the rim. Actually gets airshot by Disky moving onto it, and he caps it out, and Disky with the plays! He just caps it out from under their feet. Yeah, very nice.
KN just couldn't fall to point anymore as the one on point duty. And that's exactly what it goes to sometimes. Just one moment of not being aware right now, being abused perfectly by SVIFT, and sometimes it just hits you that quickly.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes to get rounds on the board. SVIFT taking the first round in 5 minutes. Pretty good timing from them, as we're seeing a pretty normal mid now from the side of GlobalClan. Eric's bombing towards elbow, gets green wrap pretty much immediately though, as we've got Troy trying to make the counter and maneuver, but he cannot find Seeds absolutely anywhere. Seeds very safe in his choke point, surrounded by his scouts. Gazzy and Kunu taking all the hills in the world now, and they've been moving slightly back towards second, but good damage from Fugazi in towards Nas. No one finding anything here, but Zodiac moving in. Going to be trying to get some aggression going now towards this choke point, but can't quite find anything. In a really good spot now just to hide, but Kunu spots him out. He's very privy to this and just meat shots him into the dirt. And it's going to be a mid-win for the side of SVIFT.
Yeah, they will, without a lot of the work from last time, just get the point wrapped up quickly and still have the advantage to go into second as well here with the green wrap kill they've got along the way. A lot more people up now on second to maybe send a sack going, but they need to be a lot quicker than they are right now about that. Can Fugazi still considering, but there's just no time left here even to get at all close to Seeds, already taking all the space. Nice and safe right now. Standard slow procedure, obviously, if you're very ambitious, I should say. You could maybe try to chase down the combo towards upper there, but it's just so risky to even get anything at all. They're taking it one step at a time and just take people into last instead.
Yeah, this heavy playing in the shutter as well. They're not going to be managing to find anything here, but Smile in Secret gets cleaned up immediately by Kunu. No DuMmTm down for the side of GlobalClan is going to be an absolute disaster here as Green Rev gets a supercharge, has to pop it out just to keep his team on this last go. And Nas currently just going to be piping towards that point, gets a bit of damage down towards Green Rev. Green Rev getting low as well. It nearly gets arrowed in the forehead by Seeds. Gazzy currently in lower, but Ixie on the point on HMS Poo. It's going to mean they're not going to be able to do anything here. And we've got Zodiac trying to push out as well towards Nas Boy. Is going to be going out top and should get some second pressure.
Okay. No, Kane didn't hit the rocket there. I thought he didn't even see Gas in the first place because he just had his aim set really, really high there. But he did at least catch him. Gas, however, gets killed. Might get out as well. Avex is even coming for the backup there to clean up Zodiac. No blue player going down today here. Keeps them exactly where they are right now on to this last point. Kuno already quick towards point with the gun down already. They want to get this pressure going once again. Just all these opportunities to get pressure. Sack in while the point play comes in as well. They don't want to give them a second to breathe here.
Yeah, it looks like Gazzy's going to be moving up towards the point with a Disky. They're now just trying to collapse on top of it. We've got Nasboy just layering the stickies, layering the damage. But we have still got Fugazi still up and kicking as he walks onto the point. Dents his sticks on himself. Crate is on the floor. And Seeds has run away. Yeah, Seeds ran away. He didn't fight Green Rab on the point with swords. That would have been exciting.
Oh, this must hurt for Troy, because you want to kill this medic here, but no one else is there to really do much else. So you just know by the time you get there, you're gonna leave your whole team behind, and it's not even gonna get to the medic without getting into the way of like 5 other spawns coming your way as well. So it's just not worth contesting for in the end. Troy still tries to hide in the end, but will not get much going for his trouble. That's just one down right now, and the way SVIFT has been going right now, they're not gonna wait at all to get towards point again.
Yeah, they've got a lot of cap time down currently, so they want to play this advantage as much as they can. Gazzy's just moving towards water now. I think they just have to sit a soldier in there permanently and just, you know, block it off. They have managed to get a player in secret as well. Kunu going to be trying to move on to the point. Does actually get on top of it, but Fugazi's just standing on it. There's nothing you can do against it. Disky moving up on water now. Fugazi needs to turn around before Disky comes up. But Nas is currently trying to just sticky off that point and gets cleaned up immediately by Smile. Very good heads-up play from him just to clean up that frag. And Disky is weak in water as well. Is going to be jumping in towards River and just trying to escape through River.
I love to see SVIFT like taking these risks into last as well. They just want to get some sort of fight going on this last point, knowing fully well that they feel confident enough to keep a fight going on second and get away with it as well here. They know exactly the risk reward they're taking for any play into last right now with the spawns coming up on second. Kuno in fact sniping as well now off the respawn here, trying to just make life really difficult. And the few people up top there onto second are immediately reconsidering any position they're taking here right now, because everyone rolled up for SVIFT already, and staring down the sniper on top of that is not boding well for a slow fight on the second point.
Yeah, they've got 21 minutes to play with. There's no rush of pushing out on this last whatsoever. They can just do what they want here and just relax for the time being. Troy currently really aggressive in River, as Fugazi just poking around, does spot them all playing in lobby now, so that's good information for the rest of his team. No one playing in River. Currently, Adiski now moving up, as Troy is going to meet him in River. It looks like going to be trading a few rockets here and there. And it's just going to be very basic, more stalemate. They're trying to build the sentry gun, but no pyro is going to mean that Everex is going to clean that up pretty much immediately.
Alright. Disky on the point once again, and they're fearing it this time. They don't want to let anyone get for free, but the sniper has a sideline bomb coming through as well for Apex. They're just not trying to give them any space at all here. Point play starter Disky quickly taken out with this, but it's just Nasco and the Disky warding towards last, trying to make things difficult for them, and it sure takes a while to even clean up anything. Force comes out in the meantime as well. Seed still not having to use, while Green Rap just sitting there with the U-boat. Nice shot for Troy, but in the end, it's not going to accomplish much, I don't think.
Kunu's moving in the lobby. Oh, that would have been an excellent hero shot if he found it. But Seeds is out and away. He's gone. He's now linked up with the Disky, and they have 100% Uber to play with in this big door area, whereas Grimrab has absolutely nothing at all. But they are going to be able to cap out this point currently. But Troy going in is not going to find anything here. A bit of damage on towards Seeds, but not much else. A bit more spam coming in from Fugazi in the small door. This Ixie's currently playing around top as well. Still wants to get something accomplished here, but Seeds is very happy to sit in big door and wait for the rest of his team to do the heavy lifting for him.
Oh, but none of these players can take any space. This is what I mean. Like, playing slow or passive is not even the right word for Swift, but they're very calculated about what they're doing right now. They're just enough taking risk here that stuff keeps happening, but not enough that they're actually losing much out of it. Now they have Super into last. Small advantage, but Green Web has no chance of living. Kunu and MX coming, charging his way here. Already 3 down, and this is just on the go point any second. He delays the inevitable for a little bit, but this whole cherry for Swift has nothing less to test with than a double man here.
Yeah, Smile coming up from water there isn't going to be able to find anything at all. That's going to be 2-0 to the side of Swift. A pretty convincing round from them. Seed surviving, proving dividends for the side of Swift. Just going to be retreating away from the rest of his team just to make that round happen. Great play from him overall in this game. We're going to see what happens here as we're heading in towards our third mid-fight. Looks like DuMmTm are going to be heading towards each respective choke point. Going to be claiming their health back as well. Going to be firing stickies towards the enemy big doll side. Just trying to find a bit of early damage here. I've got Troy jumping up trying to find damage. Everex bombing in again towards Green Rab. And Green Rab gets crushed against the wall. It's not what you want at the start of the mid-fight. Fugazi now gets up on top of Seeds. It doesn't really find too much here. Smart also bombing in. Nice damage actually on towards Seeds now. 26 HP to his name. But these remaining players on the midpoint are going to get cleaned up here by Zodiac. It looks like, oh, never mind. He gets cleaned up by Nasboy. And Gazi moving in. Going to be taking this 1-for-1 with Fugazi. Fugazi has pickaxe out. Is there honor? There's no honor.
Didn't even go for the sword kill like a real gentleman here. Unfortunate. There's just no sportsmanship these days anymore, unfortunately. Either way, still a good bit win for Swift here, just making sure Seeds gets out of the fray on the little bit of fight after the medic got killed on Green Rap's end here. Early enough to not have to worry about much, and in the end, GlobalClan's Focus Fire was just not quick enough to make the decision. Do we really dive deep through choke, try even to get to Seeds, or do we just go for the other kills? Kind of was just a little bit stuck there between those two decisions on a few players. So in the end, they got some kills, but clearly not enough to even cap the midpoint in the first place, which will obviously just get things into high gear quickly for Swift. Straight last once again.
Looks like they're going to be Ubering through pretty much immediately. The sentry gun goes down, and they have got stickies currently on point. Kuna's going to be trying to clean them up, but Smile, currently uncontested, actually gets killed there by Gazi, hiding in secret once more. Looks like Troy's going to get heavily pressured behind the point. Now they have got this heavy up, but he's not going to be able to waddle towards the point. 3-0 to the side of Swift. Now they're making things move forward at a rapid pace.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, they took a little bit of time for the second round just to figure things out, how and what they can do on the last/second point. In terms of how much ability they have to just make easy plays and quick plays like that. But once they have something going, they're not going to let it go.
Yeah, they don't want to give any chance now for the side of GlobalClan to get back into this game as we're heading into our next mid. Let's see if Everex is going to just pull the same stunt again in towards Greenrab. He actually is. He's going in for that bomb, but Greenrab very wisely going to be delaying in Big Door. But meanwhile, Seeds has managed to get the heals to the rest of his team, and that's going to cost them here tons of space across this mid. As Fugazi getting isolated in Big Door, Greenrab currently still stuck in elbow. Is going to be moving back towards his choke now. Just seems like they're trying to salvage a lost cause. As Greenrab getting insanely weak, is going to be moving back and is going to eventually die to Everex anyway. Smile managing to pick up Everex, but looks like we've got Zodiac trying to run in, doesn't really find a kill or anything, in towards choke. Everex just doing massive work onto Greenrab.
Yeah, there we go. That's the kill on the medic. This once again will put Swift into motion to just get another quick round going. Maybe put them to match point early after all. The 5-round differential can also end the game, not just the time limit here in a 5 CP map. So we'll see which of these two will strike first. At the pace Swift has been playing this game now the last few minutes, certainly it's looking likely they can take this quickly, but last is not always easy. They've been playing well though, so let's see if the heavy and power is enough this time.
They pop through pretty much immediately, and they're going to be getting on top of that heavy. Heavy is still alive, finally goes down, the Zodiac dying eventually, but Ixie currently up on the Pyro class here, going to be trying to airblast as much away from the point as he can. Eventually going down as well, but Everex bombing in super deep, buying space for his team, and that's going to be 4-0 to the side of Fifth. They're making it happen on this map. They need to find a solution rapidly to Everex killing this medic every mid-fight.
Yeah, it's just been these instant jumps deep most every mid-fight here, like you said. Just claiming Green Nap quickly, and it's just such a hassle to have to fight a mid-fight immediately from a deficit every time.
Yeah, that's really not doing well for them, because as soon as they get those heals up to their own side, they're already being forced back through their own choke point, and then they're getting cleaned up anyway. Let's see if they can make anything happen. Adiski currently on the direct hit is going to be trying to make anything happen here. Everex actually bombing in, gets annihilated there by Zodiac. This is the start they wanted. Troy currently sitting on the low ground, waiting to jump up. Is going to jump up towards Seeds. Gets good damage actually onto Nasboy there. It's going to fling him all the way back. Adiski getting cleaned up there, not finding anything with his direct hit. And now they're going to be getting arrows for the rest of the red team, and they're actually going to manage to win this mid-fight. They're managing to find a solution to Everex this time around.
For now, it's working. It might be a little bit too late for already with half the time left to go here. Comeback certainly still technically possible. Let's see how much of a dent they can put into Swift's scoreline here at the end of the day. Certainly trying to play quick, but they don't see Everex in the backline, so going down anyway.
That's not what you want. You know, he didn't even have Ubercharge currently, and they were making the moves already, even though Seeds was still alive. Seeds currently has his Ubercharge. Fugazi, Troy, and Smile are going to be left to try and salvage this situation. Troy is hiding in lower. Fugazi currently in his own choke point as a bait play, but they do find Troy anyway. And Smile just going to be retreating all the way back with the rest of his team in tow. Going to be with the rest of the blue team, moving in towards Big Dog currently. We've got Adiski saying direct hit, more like direct shit, as he goes on the black box now with the Contra as well. But he's decided to change the meta.
The good old, well, one way or another, you can either call it the Highland loadout, or as I like to call it the Russian loadout. They, in the past, did that quite a bit, especially on product, actually, on some Russian teams. In 6v6, mind you, as well. Which is where that comes from. However, at this point, they just want to wrap things up quickly, not even waste any time to build the content in the first place, trying to just push forward. Lose a disc in the meantime here, but at least get in for the presence on last already. No one's on point just yet, though.
Looks like they're playing this one super slow. They want to get these frags before they cap it out, but it looks like they're just losing everyone in that process. Everex trying to get cheeky onto Green Rab again. He has something against this man. Gets cleaned up by Ixie there. As Seeds finds a kill on towards Troy as well. It looks like they're going to be moving through River, and they have actually managed to hold this point here. And it looks like they're going to be able to move on towards second, get some cap time down. As Adiski's actually wanting to move in towards Green Rab, I think. He's just buying space for his team currently on that top point. Nasboy is moving in as well now. They just want to take the slow DM fight in the choke while Smile is weak, but they're going to retreat out wisely.
Still keeping them honest with some spam to choke here. They don't want them to take free space before using, so they will just decide to choke here, use instantly as well, try to chase down what they can, but Swift is nowhere to be found. They're well aware of the situation they're in. They're not waiting around here to let themselves get used on that. They're well out of here, having a sniper up as well now, actually.
Yeah, they don't want to make any mistakes on the side of GlobalClan, because any mistake will cost them the game, and they won't be taking home any points now. But they're going to be moving their sniper in towards Big Door, so the sniper pressure and angle now is up for the side of SVIFT as he lands a headshot already on towards Ixie, and Troy is going to be moving back in towards Big Door, super weak there, and they are going to be now just doing the toing and throwing now, because Ixie was currently in behind, just get cleaned up by Gazi, which means they're going to be moving back in towards this midpoint with their player advantage that they managed to acquire. And also Kunu on Big Door once more going to be sniping. They're just deciding they're going to take the slow fight until GlobalClan decide that they want to leave this fight alone and get out of here. It looks like they are now starting to split their ways. Troy currently moving in towards mid, has been spotted by Kunu, so they know he's there, gets cleaned up immediately, and they're going to be able to take this midpoint off him.
Alright, game has changed pace quite a bit here, but Swift still able to get through towards mid without too much of a hassle just now, and still having the sniper for the next stalemate coming up mid to second now with them in a better position on mid. It's not going to look too bad either. Obviously, Kuno having a short moment down sniper earlier last map as well, so certainly has been shown up on this class before this match, shown that he still got it. I don't think many people are surprised by that at all here.
Everex getting cleaned up there and lower, did try and get through a drop down to try and get in towards the choke, but immediately got spotted there by Fugazi. Fugazi eating a body shot there for 150 from Kunu. Is going to mean he had to move all the way back there, and looks like Adiski's currently getting in behind, is in lobby, going to be moving up now as Troy is going to be catching his respawner. They may collide with one another, but it looks like Adiski's managed to find his way up and towards River, but Troy is privy to this. It looks like they have spotted Adiski in behind. Ixie's going to go start taking this fight here. Is going to get the backup of Troy. Troy moving in towards lower, and it looks like they're going to be trying to find Adiski here as Gazi finds a kill on towards Smile, and the rest of the team has moved in all of a sudden, and Green Rat's had to pop Uber, and it looks like Fugazi's the only one to receive it. Seeds currently has his Uber charge still. They let Kunu die having done the work, but Nasboy now the only player that's Ubered. No players remaining. Seeds just shoots an arrow at him, trying to get that damage down. Seeds on the logs, but they have to move back towards mid, and this is a bit of a disaster for the side of SVIFT now.
Yeah, this was looking a lot more promising, but the soldiers just cleaned up housing for GlobalClan. They really made the last bit of Uber they had left count as much as they could with all that chaos going on there. Get the damage going to get Seeds to use as well, and obviously get Green Wrap out safely as well here with nothing left standing to do anything with Seeds to Uber as well. So could be a lot worse for them. Obviously not really helping them get out of the corner just yet, but it's preventing the worst case scenario just now. As SVIFT just decides to bust against it, and look at that, they're getting rewarded instantly.
They're just getting away with everything here. The players on the side of GlobalClan are all split. They're dying one by one. Zodiac retreats back into the shirt. Ixie currently in behind. 2 times actually on the mid cap here. So he's going to take this 1v1 with Kunu. He wins the 1v1 with Kunu. Caps out the midpoint. Massive plays from Ixie. And Seeds died as well.
That's going to be a big thorn in the side. Both of those things. It's going down as well as the mid camp. They have to go back to deal with this. They leave Naz on forward spawn duty a little bit right now to just make it difficult for them. Maybe force them to back spawn. But no, they just able to jump through like that.
Yeah, they need to be able to sticky off these points and make sure, like these choke points, and just make sure that they're unable to get through as easily as they just did. Otherwise, they're going to just do it again and again and again, because they know that they can get away with it, and it's just going to cost them so much space, room, and time in these games that they don't have to play with anymore because they are 4-0 currently down. And Seeds is getting absolutely battered in this choke point by Smile and Fugazi, but Fugazi getting cleaned up there. The back cap is currently on from Gazi. No cap time down on this midpoint here as Smile actually dies to Nasboy in a 1v1 scenario. It's just going to be Nasboy and Seeds now up for the side of SVIFT as the rest of the team did actually go in and perish, but Nasboy moving in on mid, and Troy's going to be moving forwards now in towards Nash. She's going to be pressuring him out this midpoint, and they need to get some cap time down desperately.
It's not really happening right now. They're all falling back, playing it safe. They are well aware of the fact that the disadvantage is just too much to really deal with quickly. There's a chance you might be able to play passive on mid and get it in time, but they're just taking the leave onto second. Play it safe here instead and get the super nice and safely for now. The bombs are coming in anyway. Kane is stuck up there. I've never seen that before, but he just didn't fall again.
Nasboy with the 3k going to be trying to seal this game out for his team.
Oh, the
no! Oh, they get munched with the spoon and then drops Green Rab. The second cap is going through as Seeds pops out of Zuba. That's going to be it. That's 5-0 to the side of SVIFT. GG's out of the chat. Zodiac with the spoon in chat because he doesn't care about it. Absolutely disgusting way to close out this game. SVIFT with the roll like we expected.
Yeah, it was a 5-0, but it still was a little bit of a slower start once again. SVIFT very much still trying to figure out the team they're playing against first before they go balls to the wall and get things rolling quickly here, and will pay off week after week right now. Will be very interesting to see them go up against the other top seeds at the end here as well, be it in playoffs or even beforehand already. I guess they will have to go up against some of them obviously pretty soon already. So, I mean, it will be interesting to see their playstyle go up against the top here.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing we need to think about now is just how the side of SVIFT they're on a clean sheet currently. They are 3 wins for 3 games, so doing pretty well in the starting weeks. How do you reckon SVIFT are gonna fare against the side of Ascent? Because I believe that is like one of the next games.
Yeah, that is next week actually as well. That's going to be an interesting one for sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. Both of the teams have obviously done really, really well so far. None of them haven't heavily tested just yet, I believe. I'm not entirely sure for Ascent's record just now. Also GlobalClan.EU as well. They just more or less played the same teams pretty much just yet. I guess Ascent will already have to have upper team up against them this week as well against the Bus Crew. So I guess that's the first indication of how Ascent will be performing towards the top here. And whichever way it goes in the end, it will be a really, really interesting game, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. We have actually got some logs now to stare at, so some beautiful numbers for everyone. Oh, looks like the same thing happened again, just Kunu top fragging. Classic stuff from Kunu. But it has to be said that NAS dropped a nuke on their team. 7,413 damage in 20 minutes is pretty disgusting. But the top damage in the entire server looks like it's going to be Everex, I believe. He did a lot of work, though. In these games, I think Everex probably my man of the match. He just bought so much space, time, and kills for his team. Imagine if I'm Green Rab on every mid fight, nearly, pretty much causing the entire victory, I believe.
I mean, yeah, with the names on this team here, I wouldn't be surprised if Everex is one of the guys making some of the heavy lifting on the calls as well. At least I would imagine so. I guess I can be corrected later at some point. But if he's still able to perform just fine while doing a lot of thinking for the team, that's just the quality of a good player.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, that SVIFT 5-0. There you have it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be 2-0 to SVIFT, which means they're going to carry through the whole 6 points that they required from these games, moving up towards 18 points, I believe, on the current top-tier leaderboard. Last little bits and bobs to talk about before we close out the stream is head over to Clash.tf, the DreamHack tournament, $2,000 in the prize pool. I believe it's going to be an excellent event. People actually bring in their game as a replacement here as the next lockdown's about to go through in UK. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's 2 weekends from now, the 14th and 15th of November here, coming up soon on the DreamHack Twitch channel, so make sure to tune in. And with that all out of the way now, just a quick heads up to the scheduling for the rest of the week. We are only here with the first game of the week already. 2 tomorrow. If you like this one, then tomorrow should be a lot more closer games coming your way as well. It will be Feint Gaming EU against Elven and the Britmonks. That's going to be on TFTV 2, on TFTV 1. As I mentioned before, it's going to be Ascent EU against the Bus Crew as well.
Should be some pretty good games coming up.
On Thursday, on top of that, also, a new team against Kritzberg for the fans. You mentioned you were interested in some of the lower teams, how they go up against each other. So that will be very much an important game. New team still pointless, but they did perform pretty well against all the top seeds they played against so far, relatively speaking. In fact, still roundless, I believe, as well, even though their scorelines were a lot better than 5-0 most of the time. So should be an interesting week coming up here as well. And hey, if you like both of us, tomorrow on my channel, we will be watching a funny little mid-game as well. If that's something you are down to watch, other than the Just Premiership, same time as the Prem games, at 21:15 is when all that goes down. I guess same channel name for me as everywhere else, so yeah.
Yeah, so 21:15, guys, the time tomorrow. You want to tune in to twitch.tv/DuMmTm or twitch.tv/teamfortress.tv or teamfortress.tv2. You can find all the TF2 action up on the Twitch feed. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in tonight. As it's been Wiethoofd on production. I'm Lucky, joined by DuMmTm this evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Peace!